We're going to talk a bit today about subliminals, how they work, how to really listen, and how to maximize their potency, because subliminals are some of the most powerful tools to help you get to your manifestations. And I'll tell you a story to really illustrate this. This is a personal one. It is absolutely crazy how well subliminals worked for me in this instance. So I started making subliminals for this channel specifically around 5 months ago. I had daily ones with affirmations mixed under pop music, and then I created the same ones as night versions to listen to with like some soothing sleeping sounds. And I would listen to these. I would put on really any of my subliminals overnight and just listen to them. So I decided recently to make some affirmation tapes that match the subliminals so that people could affirm along with me and have another time throughout the day to speak these affirmations into existence. So as I was revisiting my old subliminals and turning them into affirmation tapes, I realized that on my specific person subliminals, especially the perfect relationship one, like 90% of these affirmations that I was saying are things that my boyfriend always says to me, or how he is always acting towards me. And I just want to say, he and I got together about 2 months after I had made and started listening to these. So I was playing them all day and all night for myself without even having a specific person in mind. And I had someone show up and reflect almost exactly, pretty much exactly, everything that I had been saying. I'm telling you that it is so on point that he even called me after listening to them on his own and mentioned it to me. Obviously, I knew subliminals work and I've always had faith in them, but this really solidified just how powerful these things are and just how quickly they can work and reflect into your life on their own. So we're going to discuss subliminals in more detail, but first, I want to take a second to talk to y'all about Keen, who is sponsoring this video. Keen connects you with really powerful psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers who can give you really insightful advice. Instead of trying to figure out your blocks, or even if you're just wondering where your mind is currently at in relation to your manifestations, these advisors each have unique gifts designed to help you. It's super easy to get a reading on Keen. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from hundreds of advisors who are online right now and connect with them via phone call or text chat. As a new customer on Keen, you can get your first 5-minute reading for just $1. Just go to trykeen.com/erincav or click the link in my description. Okay, so what are subliminals? Let's get a trusty definition. Subliminal stimuli are any sensory stimuli below an individual's threshold for conscious perception. For this video's purpose, and most likely any kind of manifestation video where they're talking about subliminals, they are just audio tracks with affirmations layered and repeated underneath the music. So it's below your conscious level of hearing, and it really sinks these affirmations in either throughout the day, while you're awake, or while you're asleep at night. So you're not meant to hear them at all, and that is the whole purpose of it. When things can pass through your consciousness completely unnoticed, your subconscious is completely wide open and immediately accepts these things as true. This is why subliminals work so well. This is why we don't want to hear them. We don't want to hear the affirmations because we don't want to create any type of resistance against them. We want to let them come in, like unfiltered, unblocked. That's why it's important to listen to things and people that you trust, or at least things that you can read and see what you're actually listening to. When listening to subliminals repeatedly, they first begin to influence the subconscious. Then they influence conscious perception. And then finally, they begin to induce mental and physiological changes. So subliminals are literally rewiring your brain to create different thinking patterns. And if you're here, you already know that your thoughts are what create your reality. So I think many people doubt if subliminals really work because it's hard to believe in something you can't see, right? But that's the point of all this. You know, we're supposed to keep the faith. But besides me just telling you to, hey, keep the faith, I will point out there is a reason why subliminal messaging is completely banned from advertising in multiple countries. And then I pulled this little tidbit from some research by Parkland College. It says, there is evidence that shows subliminal stimuli can slightly alter your actions later on, but not immediately. There also must be an underlying want or need for the product or action being digested subconsciously. So this statement tells us a few things. One, you don't have to have any fear around the subliminals that you're listening to. Sub makers can't hurt you. If one affirmation doesn't align with what you want, you don't have to fear it. It's kind of like, it makes me think of those old subliminal tapes that people used to listen to quit smoking, and they would play them all throughout the night. If that person doesn't want to quit smoking, they're not going to quit smoking. It's not going to work for them. I actually just thought of a really funny episode of Friends where Chandler's trying to quit smoking, and then it's like, you're a strong and powerful woman. And then he starts like doing all these like really feminine qualities. It's hilarious. That part of it couldn't really happen because he doesn't have an underlying, unless he had an underlying desire to be a woman. But yes, this also tells us that you have to be consistent with it. The mind learns by repetition, right? You've got to listen all day and listen all night for a minimum of 21 days. You've got to rewire your brain by repetition and repeating, listening to these things. This is why I make multiple versions of the same affirmation track, because I want to make it something fun you can listen to throughout the day. So you got the pop music ones, and then throughout the night you're listening to the same exact affirmations but just layered under music that's helping you sleep. But it's not just being consistent in listening, it's being consistent in your conscious thought patterns. You can't listen to the subliminal all night and then think against it all day. You will experience your dominant beliefs. Subliminals can help you change your mindset that you can think so that you can think more in line with your manifestations, but you still have to do the work. You still have to change your thoughts. You still have to affirm consciously for the things that you want. Subliminals can help you change your thoughts, but they're just a tool to help you get there. You still have to put in the work. For example, with my relationship that I was just telling you, I obviously manifested a lot of that through the subs that I was listening to without trying. But throughout the day, I knew I was worthy of all that stuff. I knew what I ultimately wanted, and I knew what I deserved. But actually, about a month in from me listening to these subs, I randomly got inspired to do this like 30-day challenge where every single day I wrote down everything that I wanted and everything that I deserved. I am the type of person that. I am the type of woman that. I talk about this challenge a few videos back on my channel, but I didn't even get through the full 30 days of doing that before I started seeing things moving in alignment with what I was manifesting. And I say manifesting because I wasn't really consciously going out there with an aim for something specific, but I mean, we're manifesting constantly all the time. So of course, if that's what I was thinking about every day and realizing my worth, that's what I would attract. I would attract that relationship. I would attract someone to come into my life and treat me in these ways, talk to me these ways, say these specific things to me. It was all going around my consciousness and directly into my subconscious, becoming my dominant beliefs and back to my conscious and then reflecting out into my life. All right, but let's talk about a couple of tips to make subliminals more effective. One, you want to set clear intentions about what you want, and you can find a specific sub. I'm like super specific, as specific as you can possibly want to go. Manifesting a new car, or manifesting a purple Lamborghini, manifesting a glow up in general, or manifesting a tiny nose, free stuff wherever you go, never getting a speeding ticket, anything. And if you can't find it, make it. There's many tutorials on YouTube on how to make a subliminal. And that's kind of even cool because you can be as specific as you want. You can use people's names and everything. And second would be, remember that your affirmations are your thoughts, so you need to be affirming and thinking in line with it. But what you can do is add affirmations such as, subliminals always work, instant miracles for me. I can listen to a subliminal once and I get instant results. Kind of think that while you're listening to them, especially if you're having contrasting thoughts about, is this going to work or is this not going to work? It's your world. Your world's job is to reflect what you feed it. So if you're sitting there listening to a subliminal but slightly thinking that it's not going to work, what do you think is going to happen? Make it work in your favor. Well, that is about it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any subliminal requests, leave them in the comments below and I will make them. Or if you have any other questions, concerns, what have you, let me know. Let's figure it out together. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below before you go, and I will see you guys in a future video. Okay, bye.